7, we see that God breathed life into man. So the first thing he did was he breathed into him. And then after he breathed life into man, what did he do? He put him into the garden. So that breathing and emphasizing how important the breath is, and that putting them in the garden, emphasizing the importance of work. There are several things that are essential for us to live. First of all, the oxygen. Everybody do this for a moment. Just inhale deep. Imagine, we do that about 23,000 times per day. So that's how important breathing is and oxygen is. So the first thing that God did was he breathed life into man. About 3 to 10 minutes without enough oxygen and you can die. So it is water. Within 3 to 7 days without water, you will die. The next one is food. Within 30 to 60 days, if you don't have food, you're going to die. So these are essential things. Now the other thing is the exercise. Although it's not mentioned as much, it doesn't get the emphasis that it needs. Is if you don't exercise, although it's not immediate, but it does shorten your lifespan. The research supports this. The lack of exercise is a slow emergency. It's not as immediate as lacking food, water, or oxygen. So in the public health realm, there's a slogan that says sitting is the new smoking. And that's because people are so inactive today. We sit behind computers and desks all day long, so we're not moving our bodies around like we were designed to do. Again, emphasis putting us in the garden to work. If you've ever done any gardening, gardening is a physical activity. You're walking, you're stooping, you're bending, you're doing all kinds of things in the garden. Inactivity contributes to all-cause mortalities. All-cause mortalities. Inactivity contributes to risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, cancer, and even cognitive decline. It contributes to 3 to 5 million deaths annually. Again, inactivity is the new smoking. Additionally, it raises mortality risk from 20 to 30%. There's a book written by a guy by the name of Dan Buechner, I believe is the way you pronounce it. But he wrote a book called The Blue Zones. I know many of you are already familiar with this book, or even the research that they did on the Blue Zones. And what they did in this study, they looked at the lifestyle habits of the longest living people in the world. Most of them are, well not most of them, but many of them are centenarians. So the common denominators that most of these cultures and these people have in regions like Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, and even the Seventh-day Adventists in Loma Linda, California. Some of the common denominators that they had were natural movements, again, walking, gardening, things of that nature, not necessarily going to Gold's Gym, but just doing natural movements, getting outside. They also had a plant-based diet, whether that's vegetarian or veganism. That was one of the common denominators. They had a strong purpose in their life, so they lived purposefully. The other things is they had strong social connections, they had less stress, and they had strong spiritual basis. They prayed. The way message is lack of oxygen, food, and water, it's an emergency. Lack of movement is a slow death, but yet it's still an emergency. Inactivity leads to disease, disability, and premature death. So the key point is inactivity steals years from your life. What you can do, just take small steps. Instead of driving everywhere, if it's close, if it's within a mile or half a mile, walk. Instead of when you get to the store, pulling up as close to the entrance as you can, park further away and walk, to get to the entrance. Some of the other things you can do is join a walking group. We still meet for the past 7 years or so with Inspired Chattanooga on Sunday mornings. So join a walking group, do something. So these are just some things that you can do on a daily basis. Doctor says to the patient, what fits your busy schedule better? Exercising 1 hour a day or being dead 24 hours a day? Okay, so I'll close with this. There's an interview with a gentleman that we all miss and we love, who exemplifies all the characteristics of the centenarians or the Blue Zone people. So I'll close with that. If you can play the video now. So we're here with Brother McLean, faithful member of our church. How old are you, sir?
98.
Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
I born in Jamaica, grew up as a child. The same thing that I did in Jamaica might be the same thing I do here, which is eat healthy as much as I can. The quality, I'm a vegetarian, joined the church, and then I get some more information pertaining to health.
Last 50 years have been vegan. Okay, all right.
Got my exercise machine in the house, Sometimes I'm weak. Well, like the book says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all thy ways I acknowledge him, believing he will carry me through, and he's the one, because I accepted him and believe in him, that he is a reward. I want to be settled as I settled in the Word, in Jesus, to be saved when he comes.
What would you like to say to your church family who may be watching when I present this on Sabbath for the Health Nugget?
Like whatever you do or say, do all to the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31, it says, whatever therefore we eat or drink or whatsoever I do, you do all to the glory of God.